So welcome to Happy Hour. Lovely to be with you all, multi time zone, international, and to feel your presence at this time, this moment in time together, being alive in this time together. So I'm noticing that as the sheltering in place is continuing, there are various rainbow of emotions that change. Perhaps the change in color and hue, and as the various conditions are changing in the world around us, many things can arise. And so that tonight's offering is really connected. It would be lovely to, if possible, for you to in the chat, if you would write, what are some of the emotions that are coming up for you at this time? What are the things that you're working with, either um, positive emotions or challenging emotions? And if you prefer to say them, if you want to raise your hand, I will unmute you. So yeah, let's start that way. Let's start to see what's present in the room. Yeah, loneliness, moodiness, that's arising. Yeah, lack of connection. Yeah, too much time on your hands. Yeah, sense of awe is arising for another person. So much grief arising. Yeah, thank you for these. We also have anxiety. Folks attending on YouTube, anxiety arising, sometimes depressed and bored, and sometimes determined and committed. Yeah, sharing the yin and the yang, wanting chocolate, TV, anything to distract and soothe. Yeah, so interesting to notice that, and courageous of you to actually say it out loud. Yet this is what's happening. Another person, loss, appreciation, anxiety, depression. Yeah, the rainbow there: anxiety, depression, loss, as well as appreciation. Another person shares, grateful for Zoom, grateful for a global community. Yeah, something else that's arising. Trusting life. Someone else is sharing on YouTube. So yeah, so a rainbow of emotions arising, ranging from grief, anxiety, being bored, having too much time, to a sense of awe, um, to trusting life, gratitude. Um, Another person just wrote, fear for the ICU nurses and nurse in your family. Fear for the ICU and nurse in your family, of course, of course. Yeah, so a lot of challenging emotions at this time. Not unusual, and we're all in this together. And one thing that I was observing for myself is that given the container of challenge that is happening in our world, challenges all around, and the way that we are both personally impacted, and also the concern that we have for the people that we love and care about, the way they are impacted, and also just the news of the world, listening to the news, and how hearing what is happening, the losses of life, economic challenges, etc. It all creates a container for more challenging and difficult emotions for us to arise. So if we do have in our normal repertoire of emotions, different people have different tendencies. If we tend to gravitate towards anxiety. Yes, of course, let's observe that the container of what's happening in the world actually gives more, could give more rise to that. So the reason why I'm saying this, and I also asked for what's coming up for many of you, is to know that when these emotions are coming up, um, in some ways, in many ways, they feel personal. It feels like it is your anxiety, it is your sadness, it is your loneliness, it is your fear. And yet, it really helps to acknowledge that there is a larger container of what is happening in the world, to not take what is coming up for you so personally. And I see that for me, that's really supportive. I've noticed, oh, there's more anxiety, and I'm thinking, of course, it feels like my awareness, my consciousness is is in tune with what is happening globally for many other people. And in that way, connecting, feeling part of the human family, the sense of loneliness, the sense of, oh, this is just me, this is just my anxiety, this is just my fear or grief. It puts it in a bigger context, it puts it in a much larger context. And as you may know, in Buddhism, there are teachings on what's called anatta, or impersonality, things being impersonal, not being really personal, not being just you and yours, anatta, not often translated as not self, that it's not really personal. So in this way, by awakening our wisdom, by tapping into our wisdom, our understanding, our realization that what might be coming up for us, it's not so personal, even though, of course, it feels personal. It feels like, well, this is my grief, I'm feeling it. And yet, acknowledging that there is more, that there are more in the causes and conditions, that is not just up to us what's arising. It is experienced in this being in this time. And yet, there's a lot more in the causes and conditions and in the global um, conditionality of the way this wave, this emotion is moving through this body, this mind, this heart at this given time. So, so with that, that can provide some grounding, that realization, and also it can provide some grounding in community, grounding in this global community that is all the beings on this planet that are affected in various ways, to feel connected to them through this, through your pain, through the sadness, through the anxiety, as well as through the beautiful emotions that can come up. So the other side of it is that as we both experience our lives, as we feel grounded in our bodies, in our hearts, as we take a bird's eye view and not be so confined to the experience from this limited aperture that is our life, but the more a bird's eye view, it's actually magnificent. It's amazing to be alive at this time. There is a Chinese curse, may you live in interesting times. This is a very interesting time. It's a fascinating time. And if even for a split second we are able not to take it personally, but just to open the aperture of our view into all of humanity, wow, we are living, we have the privilege, this being that is going to come and go. We all die. Our lives on this planet are like a split second. We come and we go so quickly, and yet here we are in this birth, in this incarnation, in this being, in this split second, in the cosmic clock, here we are having a front row seat to what is happening globally in this amazing, incredible wave of humanity, how us humans are stepping up, how we are facing fear, how we are facing our own mortality, we are facing our own lack of control, how both globally we're facing that, how individually we face that, to really take this as an amazing, awe-inspiring, as it was said, trusting life to to um, to really see this as an amazing, as an awe-inspiring. So, and I also appreciate what Susie is bringing up about the senseless deaths, and that would have not have happened had there been, in the words of Noam Chomsky, gangster and sociopaths running governments. Yes, and. Yes, and. So what I'm saying is not to obviate and to say, oh yeah, let's just, wow, be in awe of what's happening and just chill out and as if you were taking drugs. That's not the point I'm making. So I appreciate Susie bringing up, it's the both and. So by actually taking the cosmic view, the larger view of having is, it can help us have a larger sense of stability and get out of ourselves, to get out of the fear and desperateness and the selfing that can happen. And with this sense of awe and appreciation, then actually be empowered to take action, to actually be able to face the challenge. So it's not about condoning what is happening. It's not about putting our heads in the sand of cosmic awe. It's not about that. It's that by actually having the bird's eye view, by not being stuck, by not getting stuck in our personal view or personal suffering and the global sense of what's going on, it actually allows for a sense of spaciousness and stability to actually take action and not get stuck in anger, not get stuck in fear, not get stuck in overwhelm, as best as possible. So I'm offering this as a way to actually become more empowered to be to be an agent, to have agency in the world, to do something to, in the way of facing both our challenges and the people we care about. Because if we are overwhelmed in fear, in anger, we don't have the stability to do anything productive, to do anything of help to anybody. So that is the container in which I'm offering the sense of popping out from the personal to the universal, so that we can have more stability, to actually have power, to be empowered, to support, and to act for what is happening for us and others. But we need the stability first. So speaking of the stability, I would like to lead us in a guided meditation now, so that we can build up through silence, through taking refuge, through meeting our what is arising in our hearts and having more stability. So I'm going to turn off chat right now for a moment. Or you can chat only to me. Again, this is because we had a Zoom bomber the other day, so a way of protecting this container while we're in silence and closing our eyes together. So I'd like to invite you to get into your meditation posture. To be comfortably seated. whether you're sitting in a chair or your cushion. Landing for a moment, just landing, letting go of all the words, letting go of all the words. And just coming to yourself, coming to your own heart, coming to your heart, coming to your body. And feeling your body relax, inviting your body to relax, to settle, to arrive fully in this moment of being alive. And if you find there are a lot of thoughts circling in your mind, worries, turning to them and saying, thank you. I'll come back to you later, but not now. Right now, I'm going to settle and take refuge. Take refuge, this moment of refuge and simplicity, in order to build resilience in this time. Building resilience for my own sake, and the sake of those I love, for the sake of all beings. This being, I intend to build resilience by taking refuge in this moment. Refuge in silence of my heart and mind. And the simplicity of being alive and breathing. So making a conscious intention to let go in favor of building stability and resilience in this moment. Through attending, through settling first. And after having set your intention. Allowing yourself to really settle as if your attention, your awareness, as if the center of gravity is moving down, down, down from your head along the middle axis of your body, as if there was a line going from your sit bone up through your head, the crown of your head, moving down, 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 the center of gravity, into your abdomen and your sit bones. The center of gravity of your attention, your awareness. Lower abdomen, your sit bones, feeling your connection to the earth via the chair or cushion, and receiving the breath in your lower abdomen, your sit bones. And if you're visited by a million thoughts, it's okay. Simply bow to them, acknowledging them. and gently, kindly, smilingly saying thank you, but not now. And inviting the center of your gravity back, lower abdomen, sit bones. Dropping in with more ease and relaxation with each out breath. In fact, being very conscious of the next 3 out breaths settling in, maybe with a loud sigh. I'd like to invite you as you are breathing and as you're attending to the breath within the body, one breath at a time, settling, calming. Bring to mind one blessing that you've had today, that you have today, either for yourself or involving someone you care about. And letting the feeling of this blessing imbue your heart. Perhaps imbue your breath, just as a way to support you in easing into your body to have more stability and resilience. or if you're feeling challenged in this moment, even if you're not, choosing to smile intentionally as you're breathing, choosing to wear a smile in the in the face of adversity and challenge. The same way the Buddha statue would always have a wise half smile, a sense of wisdom, confidence, stability, resilience. That can both be communicated through this smile, as well as how the smile actually inspires that physiologically in the body as a support. And noticing how through this simple physiological shift, and perhaps shift in perspective, recognizing that you do have the capacity in this moment, just in this moment, to show up in the world, in your world, in your own skin, wearing a contented smile as an expression, as an aspiration of what is possible, of how you can actually show up and meet the challenges in your world, the challenges in your heart, mind, and life. And letting yourself feel a sense of stability, rootedness in your sit bones, your lower abdomen, feeling the breath there, as suggested earlier in this practice. Feeling a sense of stability, feeling a sense of resilience, and expansiveness, recognizing your own inner Buddha, your own inner wisdom, your own inner capacity. For resilience, stability. of meeting, or perhaps seeing that you could meet, perhaps in the moment, just hypothetically, letting in some of the challenges, maybe not the entire gang, but maybe one of them, and seeing if you can meet it with this sense of stability rooted in your body, stability in your heart, and a smile, a half smile of your inner Buddha, literally wearing a half smile or a full smile, even if it's a crowd of sorrows visiting you. See what happens if you just meet them. Meet your fear, not with resentment. Meet your anger, meet your loneliness. Or rather, meet the loneliness, the anger, the fear, these energies that arise and pass, not yours necessarily, arising and passing, showing up in this body. Meeting whatever is arising, the stability of a smile. Experiment for yourself, like a scientist of your own mind and heart and body. See what this can feel like for you. Recollecting the wisdom, the strength, the stability of the Buddha within, the confidence that is there, calling it forth. Resting with the breath and the body, and smiling. Choosing your attitude, your perspective, is a choice that can never be taken from you. Many traditions and wise people have known this. through centuries. Recognize that for yourself. Challenges, you can meet them in this moment, not promising to take them on the same way all the time, but in this moment, you can choose to cower, or you can choose to meet them with stability, sitting tall, with a smile. See how that feels. See how that might bring up resources that you have. May call them forth in you and for you in this time. One breath at a time, one smile at a time. Landing in your body, resting, breathing, breathing the half smile of the Buddha within, in the face of challenges that visit you in your heart and mind. Fear, anxiety, sadness, loneliness, worry. Feeling your own stability, strength that also moves through you. If you're visited by doubt, thank you, doubt. See if you can simply let it go for now while you're experimenting. And come back to doubt later. But right now, faking it until you become it. Faking the stability. of smile, of the confidence that you have meeting. See what happens. There is a little bit of actually acknowledging that you can become it in this moment. And for the last minutes of this practice period, I'd like to invite you to imagine the Buddha or a wise, compassionate being of your choice, living or not, or perhaps a being of light, smiling at you, a smile of confidence, appreciation, stability, strength, kindness, calm, appreciating you, smiling at you, appreciating your practice, regardless of whatever happened or did not happen. The fact that you have shown up as best you've been able, you've tried. Practicing community, inviting more stability and resilience in this life for yourself and for others, all beings, is a wholesome act. See yourself smiled upon, appreciated, bowed to. As you bow to your own inner goodness. So the practice that we did together tonight is inspired by what's called the practice of Buddhanussati, which is recollecting the qualities of the Buddha. And the Buddha, you can think of the Buddha as the historic Buddha, or you can think of it as your inner Buddha, the goodness within. So recollecting your own ability for stability, resilience, and this sense of confidence, of the half smile, the contentment, and tapping into that. And again, as the modern science and neuroscience suggests, fake it until you become it. So we many times, even if we don't feel it, we act that way. We invite it, and surprise, surprise, we might actually find that we do have more stability. And perhaps in this practice, as I was inviting you, maybe a visitor came up to you, one of the challenging emotions you've been dealing with. Loneliness came up, and maybe you smiled at it. Here I am. Hello, loneliness. Hi. Smile. Or hello, fear. Or hello, anxiety. Hello, worry about the future. Hi. Ah, and feeling perhaps a little bit more stability and groundedness, resilience. So I'm curious if you would like to share just a simple word or phrase, what might be coming up for you right now. Read out what you may like to offer. Hmm. I feel warm, kindness, resting in the middle of things, smiling. Hmm. Nice. I forgot about the smiling Buddha. Hmm. Nice. There is confidence in that, in the confidence of the smiling Buddha. Peace is another offering. Beautiful. Thank you. Hmm. My face doesn't hurt anymore. Nice. Nice. Beautiful. So we have curious, hopeful. Thank you. Beautiful, Susie. Thank you. So this time we usually get into small groups for some community practice, and it's really beautiful to connect with other practitioners after having sat together. Just share for a couple of minutes. How are you? How was the practice for you? How are you in this moment? Um, and as I've said before, the way that you show up on your Zoom, other Zoom meetings for work is very different from the way people show up in the small groups, and can be very heartwarming and connecting, and just a beautiful way of, yeah, Sangha, community. So I'm going to create the breakout rooms, and they'll just go for a few minutes. And if you decide it's not for you tonight, it's okay. You can bow out. And if you want to do that right now, I invite you to do that now before creating the Zoom rooms. And if you like to challenge yourself and stay, check it out. Please do that also. Great. So I'm going to create the breakout rooms. They're going to be of three participants, two or three participants per person. And let's see, here we go. Welcome back. All the rooms are closed. So you have a minute, a couple of minutes, maybe just for one or two quick reflections about the practice tonight, either in community or the guided meditation. Especially if you haven't joined before, if you haven't spoken before, you're invited to raise your hand. Ek, I'm going to unmute you quickly. Go ahead. All right, there you go.
Yeah, today in the sharing of micro pie, I noticed that just listening to one of the the incidents shared by one of the group member, I really felt actually that incident was very delightful for that person, joyful, and just listening to that, really listening to that, I felt a sense of selflessness, and I was able to tune into the delight and be part of it. That was really wonderful.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Yak. Yeah. Any other reflections? either about community practice or what you found out from the guided meditation, perhaps. Another minute. Any complaints, anything that worked, anything that didn't work, anything is welcome. Okay.
Uh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so for me, what worked very well is imagining that Buddha will be happy knowing that we are practicing and we are meditating. So whenever someone praises me, if it's my manager, I'm happy. If it's my director, I'm very happy. And if it's my vice president, I'll be very, very happy. But if Buddha is going to be happy with what I'm doing, that is something
Mm,
really good.
lovely. Sweet. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. Thank you. Beautiful. Well, thank you both for sharing your reflections. It's 7 o'clock, so um, I will end at this point. Thanking you for showing up tonight, for practicing in community, for showing up for each other, and showing up for yourself. And may your practice be of support for yourself and for all beings everywhere. May it be cause and condition for lots of goodness in the world. Thank you all. And I'm going to, thank you. And I'm going to stay an extra 10 minutes in case there are any questions or something that came up. So, but I'm going to formally end the meeting. Thank you so much. Take care. Be well.
Thank you.